my name is Nory, and today I'm going to be turning this pile of parts into my dream bike. I'm so excited because this is everything I've ever wanted in a bike. So here we have my Norco Aurum. I have these wheels which I built myself, so make sure that you check that video out. I have a bunch of SRAM X01 parts. I have a bunch of blue Deity parts that all match. I have a red Rockshox boxer and a lot of other SRAM parts, so let's get into it. The first thing is obviously we need to be able to hold the bike in the stand, so we're just going to attach the seat. We're just going to use some fiber grip on it. We might cut the seat down later, but for now, we're just going to put it in so we can get started. Oh, I like doing the squats. Like that is plenty. Totally a pro here. So for the next step, we're just going to be attaching on our headset cups. So I already have a video on this, which you guys can go and watch. But how these work is they just pull my bars a little bit in towards me. I'm just going to use this little gun thingy-majiggy that squirts out blue stuff and put it in here. Oops, no one panic. Why is it so blue? That's enough. I believe it goes this way. 50-50. Okay, now time for the fork.
No, you need the headset.
What's the headset? So obviously, we need the headset before the fork. So how this works is this sits in there, like that. And we need some grease for this one. So we can get our new little grease gun. I love this thing. Just do little squirts. Oops. It's okay. No one panic. So now.
Oh.
I don't think that was supposed to happen. Do I need grease up here?
Yeah.
No? Okay.
Yes.
Then we can just spin this around a little. Time for the fork! Okay. Lefty loosey.
No, Nory. You're on the wrong side. You need lefty from this side.
That's perfectly normal. That's plenty. But that's not in the right. Oops. Oh, I'm a little sideways. Wait, am I going looser or tight? I think tight. Now I'm pretty stoked for my blue Deity stuff. So we're just gonna install it right there. It's gonna look really nice. So we're just gonna put our screws and put some thread lock on it. Loctite. Oops. Well, that's enough. That's just enough for now, right? Just loose. Now we're gonna attach the handlebar. Do I have to do this one too?
Yep.
I don't have that strength. One. It's fine. Oops. One. Now that's gonna fall. Hope and pray. This is so magic. Perfect. Now we're gonna put the brakes on. Where do I put it? What?
You might have been the wrong way.
No. There. we go. How does this even work? Time to give up my necklace. This way? Yeah, there we go. Are we gonna have to bleed the brakes? Oops!
All right, no. Too much.
That's enough. I give up. Hello, so we're back for day 2, and as you can see, it's actually starting to look like a bike. So we've put on the fork, the handlebars, the stem, the brakes, and we're gonna do some more today. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna put our cassette on, our wheels, we're gonna put our shifter, and we're gonna put on this. And after we get all that done, maybe we will have time to do stuff like the cranks and bottom bracket, which are here. And maybe even get to seat grips. And yeah, so let's see how it goes. Before we get started, we realized that we forgot to put on the stem cap. So we're just gonna do that really quickly. So now we're gonna put on our SRAM X01 DH kit, and we're gonna start with the derailleur. So let's get this on. This is as high as I can go. Okay, so we're just gonna go ahead and tighten this up here. And it should have a little bit of wiggle to it. So there's a little tab right here, which you can see. And you need to make sure. So I had it, the first time I did this, I had it up too high and it didn't wiggle like this. So we had to redo it. So you need to make sure that it wiggles. And then how this attaches is just one little screw over here. You just stick an Allen in there and tighten right tighty. It has a torque spec, so we're gonna go ahead and come back to that later. Time for the button! So we're just gonna get this little guy. It's technically a shifter pod, but I like button better. Just gonna pull it out. Ooh la la. So to mount on this shifter pod, if you look at in the box, it came with this little attachment, but this is very big and it takes up lots of room. So if you think about it, it would be way over here on my bar, and especially with little hands like mine, it would be hard to reach. So we have this little part here, which attaches right here and there, and then this screw fits right in here, just like that.
Pretty sure that's upside down.
No. Easier and harder. See? Because then...
Oh, I see what's wrong. Stop.
So now we have attached on our shifter pod right there. And now we're going to attach the line. So we already had a line run on here. So we're just going to put this in there and push all the way till it comes out the other end. Now we're just going to attach this into a little hole here. We're gonna pull this nice and tight, and we can finish adjusting later. So I'm just gonna, there we go. That's good for now. So now we've installed our shifter pod and our derailleur. So now we just need our cassette on our wheel. So we have it right here. Looks just like this. This is 7-speed because it's for a downhill bike. So we're just gonna get our wheel. So we're gonna put grease 3 spots. So the first spot is in these little divots. So just like that. And we're also going to do it on these threads. Okay, so now just like on our wheel, we had the threads in here. So this time we're not going to do the grooves. We're just going to go ahead and fill up the threads. Oops. This right here is a Park Tool FR5. And this here goes in like this. And then we can spin it It's hard, but we can spin this to line it up with this. So before you put your cassette on, you need to make sure that you take off your cap. So I'm just gonna pull this off, just like that. And then we just take the cassette, put it on there. We grab our tool. It's a 1-inch socket, and we're going to a 40 torque.
40 torque?
Newton meter torque. Was that it? We keep this little thing. Now we're gonna put this huge rotor on. So we just line up the holes. So what we're doing here is we just put them in, and then we start this on it, just like that. Now that we've attached all of our screws and now our rotor's on, let's attach this on the bike. I'm so excited to attach this wheel, but first we need to remove this. So
other side now.
We're just going to stick this in here and spin lefty-loosey. Pull this out, grab our wheel. Put this right in there. Kind of have to wiggle it in like that. Now it's time to attach the front wheel. So if you have a Maxle, just like I do, how it works is there's actually a hole on both sides. So you're going to start with this side, start with the brake side, pull this out, there we go. And now we go loosen the other side. Look at that. It's probably the biggest axle you'll ever see. It's very important to not touch the braking surface. So be very careful of that. So this wiggles back and forth here. And here's our arrow and it's pointing this way. So we're going to turn it the opposite way. Toot.
Almost had it. Put that just there. There you go. All right.
So we're just turning these nice and tight. We don't want them too tight because we're going to go back and torque it later, but obviously we don't want this wheel to fall off. So we're making it pretty tight, and we'll go back with a torque wrench later. So now we're going to go ahead and install our brand new Deity grips, which match perfectly with our stem. And how we do this is we just put on some fiber grip, loosen up these 2 screws, slide them on, and tighten the screws again. So pretty simple. Just because it's so easy, we're just going to throw this Deity seat on. So how you do this is there's 1 screw on each side. I have a video on doing this properly, so make sure that you go and watch that. Here we go. So we've just finished day 2. So what we did today is we added on all of our SRAM kit. So this is our X01 kit. So we added on our shifter here, our derailleur there, and our gears there, also known as our cassette. We have added on our wheels and our rotors. We've also pulled the line all the way through, which we'll be cutting later. We've added the seat, and yeah, so we just have a few things left, including the cranks, the bottom bracket, the chain guide, and the chain. So we'll be getting those tomorrow. Welcome back for day 3. We have these 4 parts left. So we have our SRAM DUB bottom bracket, which is press fit. We have our carbon fiber SRAM X01 cranks, which I'm so excited for. Our chain and a chain guide. So let's get into it. So first, we're going to do the bottom bracket. There's 2 different types of bottom brackets. There's press fit, which is evil and sucks and is very hard, and there's threaded, which is easy. This is nice and smooth because it's press fit. So So we're gonna teach you how to do press fit. So we've created our own tool because the tool for this is very expensive, but this is very easy. So we just needed a bolt with a washer on the end, and we put some tape here. So this way when we press, it'll be nice and straight. So we slide this on, and then, oops. So we put this on like that, and it, as you can see here, this could move around. So we could definitely press it at an angle. So we made our own little one that can slide, goes right in there. And then, so this will start out here. And then as we press, it's gonna go in. And the string is for if we get it stuck in there, then we'll be able to pull it out again. So we also have a nut and a washer for this side. They go just like this and this, so that we can make sure that we press it nice and straight. So this is a very easy homemade tool to attach a press fit bottom bracket. So now we need to make sure that this is very clean, but we've already cleaned it out. So if it's not perfectly clean and smooth, then you might end up with some problems. So make sure this is super clean. And then our next step is to put some lube. So this is anti-seize, which is probably one of the best things. So that's what we're gonna use, but you don't have to use this. We're gonna use it because we have it, but another option would be poly lube. So I'm gonna wear a glove because this, I really don't want it on my hands. It can just be kind of gross. And we're gonna put it in here, about this deep, as thick as the gray, and then we're gonna put it on each one of those little gray caps on my bottom bracket. So we're gonna start by just putting it in here, and a little bit goes a long way. So just gonna apply a little bit in here. Spread it.
That's good.
Spread it around with my finger. Now I'm just gonna go and do the same thing on the other side, and then I'll be right back. So now that we're done with that, we're gonna go ahead and do this on our bottom bracket. So we just apply a little bit on here, just like that. Spread it around. We're just gonna go ahead and do the same thing on the other one. So on this, there's a right and a left. So right here's the right, so we're gonna slide it right on first, just like that. Oops. It's okay. The next order is our tape. So we're gonna slide this on here. So our tape just goes right in there, so tape, and then our washer slides on, and our nut. Now we're just gonna make sure that everything's lined up, and then we're gonna start pressing. So how we do this is we just need 2 of these wrenches. So I'm just gonna put one of them on here and make it really tight, and the other one over here. Gonna spin it. It's fine, everyone. It's all the way. So you're just gonna keep doing this over and over again till it gets very tight. Now I'm gonna show you how to take this off. So now I'm just gonna spin lefty loop. It's okay. Oopsie. Turn, take that off. Run that. And then take our washer off. And then I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. So just pulling this out. So now we're just gonna take this out. Our genius idea didn't really work. There we go. So now we have a button bracket. Time to attach cranks. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna pull this off here. So just gonna spin it. Oops, wrong side. We're gonna go up here, spin it to the left as lefty loosey. Pull this off just like that. And then So this goes obviously on the side with the chain. The other one goes in here. So we're gonna first start off by loosening this little screw right there. So just a little bit loose.
Is it rotating?
We'll do it like that, and we're just gonna spin this all the way out. So now we're just gonna put this in the right side. So we just, oops, fine. So once that's in, then we take our other side, which goes the opposite way. So now we're gonna go ahead and torque this, and it has a torque spec of 54 Newton meters right there. So cool, we've got these all on. They're nice and torqued, perfectly tight. But if you look at it, it has a little bit of a wiggle to it. So now that we've gotten these all torqued, we're going to make it not wiggle. So if you look at this, it goes back and forth. So we're just going to slide this little ring like that, and then there's a little screw. It's time to install our chain guide, but first and foremost, we're gonna put on some Loctite. So just bolt through there, and then on the opposite side, we're gonna put our washers. So we probably should have done this before the cranks, but we forgot, so. We're almost done. We ended up getting the wrong size chain, so we got a regular length chain, but if you look on my Aurum, it has this high pivot, so we needed an extra long chain. So tomorrow we're gonna go get a new chain, and we'll just slap that on. But all we have left to do is the pedals, and then we'll be ready to ride. This bike looks really nice. Cool. So that's it for today. Tomorrow we'll get a new chain and we'll be done. We just got back from the shop. Today's day 4, and we got a longer chain, and we got this cap because it looked cool. So this is how you cut a chain. So first you're gonna need one of these tools, and you're gonna spin it out like this. Now you're gonna lay your chain wherever you wanna cut it in that hole, and then spin it forwards. Sure to right on it. Now it's time to try the chain on. This part of the chain is difficult. Around, so then you go on. So there's an arrow on the master link right here, and so this tells you which direction. Wait, what? Oh, this goes here. Okay, so now that we've attached these, we put this on just like that and squeeze.
No, pull, Nory.
Pull.
Yeah, broke it.
Oh my god. I hate this thing. So now we're gonna put this little cap on our shifter cable so that it doesn't fray. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're just gonna cut it around here. Now we're just gonna use right here on our tool. So we're going to put this in. And make sure it's on all the way and squeeze. Now if we tug on it, it's not coming off. We're almost done with this build. The last thing is just this little cap. So I'm so excited. This is the last part. And so after we get this on, we will be all done. So I'm just gonna turn this to the left. Back the screw all the way out. Pull this off. Now I'm also gonna be replacing these. So take those off. Now we're just going to go ahead and install our stem spacers and stem cap. These are super lightweight. They're from Deity and they also look really nice. So I'm super excited. So we're going to use these two black ones. And then we're going to use these two. This big one here. And then this. So this here is not for tightening. So you need to tighten it with a different screw and then add this one because this one's super lightweight, which is good, but you will probably strip it while tightening. So you need to tighten with a different screw. So it comes with a screw for tightening. So we've already gotten this all tight, so now we're just installing our red screw. So I'm gonna put right where it says Deity at the top. Then I'm just gonna give it a little extra squeeze. It's good. Now my Aurum build is all complete and I'm gonna be testing this tomorrow. So let's see how that goes.